Welcome back, dear viewers. As you know, today we shed light on one of Kuwait's leading voices in environmental engineering and sustainable development. We are honored to host Dr. Meshari Almutairi, Assistant Professor at the College of Engineering and Energy at Abdullah Salem University and an environmental consultant who has advised major national institutions, including the Kuwait Oil Company and the National Assembly. Dr. Almutairi's work bridges science, innovation, and public policy, bringing forward practical solutions to Kuwait's most pressing environmental challenges, with a profile of environmental innovations, impeccable research, and a commitment to empowering the next generation of engineers who continue to shape national conservation on sustainability. In today's interview, we will explore Kuwait's urgent environmental priorities, the balance between scientific recommendations and policy making, and the innovation that can redefine the country's future. Well, also now let's dig in with Dr. Almutairi in the challenges and what these innovations have for Kuwait's new vision 2035 and the message to young people persistent about creating environmental change. So, Dr. Almutairi, welcome to Good Morning Kuwait.
Welcome, thank you for your kind invitation, and good morning to you and good morning to our viewers.
Well, we have limited time, but we're gonna, let's say, tackle it. So let's talk about the challenges since you worked with KOC and the National Assembly. What would you say is the most urgent environmental challenge Kuwait faces today? Especially now we have climate change, urgent developments, Kuwait Vision 2035. So we are in a challenge.
Yes, I agree. We are a real challenge. But before to jump to like the future about the climate change, let's discuss about what's the kind of challenges that we are suffering these days.
Exactly.
Right now, all the people that they are thinking we are only consider about the water and the soil and the air. But let's go deeply about the water itself. So usually the kind of treatment, we have only like a treatment for the drainage water.
Exactly.
But for example, we have like a huge amount of water, which is we call it industrial water. So the industrial water, which is any water has been produced from the factories, from like any
power plants, let's say industrial institution.
Or health,
yes,
whatever is it. Okay, so this kind of water is required a special technique to be treated. And we have like the public authority or industrial of public authorities, they just established like one of the biggest wastewater treatment plant, which is located in Al-Wafra. But unfortunately, this wastewater treatment, it's capable to treat only 7,000 meter cube per day. And the amount of the water that we are produce is around 95,000.
So it's limited.
It's limited. That means we have above 90,000 of industrial wastewater has been dumped to the drainage wastewater treatment. And that's why it's create a lot of challenges.
And that's a hazard.
Hazard, exactly, and required like huge treatment. And right now, I think there is, or we need to have like a kind of infrastructures for these factories, so the water should be dumped or sent it directly or transported directly to the El Shaiba industrial wastewater treatment, which is specialized for the hazardous water. And otherwise, we need to have also implement the AI system, okay, to monitor about the system and to make sure that wherever the waste we have, like either the sludge or the industrial wastewater, should be transported exactly to this plant.
Exactly.
So this is one of the challenges. So if I would like to talk, I know that it will take a lot from us to discuss about. And we have another challenges, which is suffering as well, which is the Kuwait Bay. Right now, before like let's assume before 2000, like in 90s, we have like a huge flow from Shatt al-Arab at that time. Therefore, the concentration of salinity was a range of 4%. But right now, since we have like limited and the flow is reduced, that's allowed the concentration of the salinity is increased to 4.5 and 5%.
Exactly.
And don't forget that we have 2 power treatment plants, and we have like Jabir Bridge, and all these things, or all this construction is effect on Kuwait Bay, and effect of the ecological system which exists right now.
Exactly, and that ecological system will reflect on the let's say the citizens and residents of Kuwait, because let's say fishing and farming, let's say marine farming, it's forbidden in Kuwait Bay, and as you know, the concentration is recently high. So, what are the scientific recommendations from your side to balance things, to find alternatives to tackle these issues and challenges? We know we have international standards we need to abide to, but for Kuwait, let's talk about Kuwait. These international standards for European countries, Western countries who have different climate, different challenges. But let's talk about the region in particular.
Okay, this is a critical question, to be honest. So right now we are talking about 2 different categories. If we are talking about the scientific or about the policies. So for example, regarding for the scientific people, they have like their evaluation and their assessment and how the target is achievable. It's required 5 to 6 years. And to reach this target, they have done like a lot of due diligence studies, okay, as I just said. But for the policy making decisions, so if they have like any plan to do, they can take it immediately.
Exactly.
So either they gain or lose. But for us, you know, we are planning, you know, to make something in between, between the scientific recommendation
and the policies.
Yes. So these both, I think that if we are contribute each others, so the target can be achievable, and the target will be aligned with Kuwait Vision 2035. Exactly. Because I don't think that each player he can play alone. So we need to contribute work between these both sides. So at least whatever the project can be implemented, it will be like cost effective, environmental friendly, safely. It can be achieved the CSR to enhance the productions of any project will be implemented in the future.
Well, that's amazing. But do you think the environmental projects that here in Kuwait help to sustain that balance between, let's say, scientific approach and the policy making?
Actually, this is, let's consider this is a mandatory target.
Okay.
So whatever the project can be like implemented in the futures, the sustainability should be achieved. Especially right now, we are targeting to achieve a new vision or new Kuwait, which is Kuwait 2035.
Yes.
And the Kuwait 2035, from the environmental perspectives, we are looking for like to enhance the waste management. We are looking for like a green area to be expanded, to be expandable and expanded. And further, we are looking like to enhance the energy consumptions. We are planning to reduce the efficiency of the water that has been used, and also increase the amount of the water that will be like, or reduce the amount of the water that will be like used, and enhance the recycle system. So many ideas should be implemented to achieve the Kuwait target 2030.
What are the top projects right now working to achieve that target?
Right now, especially if you are talking Kuwait, we have like multi-projects, so we cannot say this project has more advantage, okay?
They're all cooperating to achieve that goal.
Exactly. So for example, we have like Shigaya project. Right now, Shigaya project is targeting to achieve like 2 giga, imagine. So, and the target can be achieved to 5 giga. And right now we are targeting to in 2035. So all the we will use around 15% of the power should be used by renewable energies.
Yes.
And in 2050 should be reached to 50%.
Exactly.
So we have a dream, and the dream will be real, will be fact. And so to reach this fact, we need to collaborate work, and to collaborate work among all the societies, among all the people who are living in this land.
Exactly.
So we need to believe in ourselves that the target can be achieved, and the target will be achieved by...
It's a teamwork.
It's
we
a
need
teamwork,
to work
yes.
together. Let's say citizens, residents, with the authorities to achieve that goal. But regarding the Shigaya project, do you think now with the urban expansion, we know that the urban expansion also had a negative effect on the environment. Do you think by, let's say, 2035, there will be a similar project to Shigaya to cooperate or to complete the urban expansion, residential areas, something in the south or even another one in the north?
Actually, you know, let's be honest. Right now, I'm only like estimate.
Yes.
So I'm not the decision maker to say there is a new project will be implemented.
Exactly.
But what I'm thinking,
Yes.
it's a mandatory concept. So we need to expand. And by the way, whatever the project is implemented right now, so within like next 5 years or 10 years, we're going to have like different projects, absolutely different projects. Right now, so whatever that we have, it's kind of old school regarding for the solar energies.
Yes.
And right now, there is a new concept of how we can produce the energy by using the waste. Imagine. So from the waste,
We can create energy.
yes. So this is a new concept, and this is like the new generation. So we are not quite sure after 5 or 10 years. So to answer your questions, we need to be parallel with the world. So whatever they have, like for example, the R&D or R&T,
Yes.
should be follow up and evaluate the new technologies, and we need to take the risk. I mean the risk like in a small pilot project, for example, whatever the technology is available in the market, we need to be adopted, implemented, evaluated, see if there is any like planning or any promising this technology will be implemented, and we, inshallah, I'm planning, or we are, I'm hoping, let's be honest, I'm hoping, so we're going to be a lead in this market if R&D and R&T is implemented in the Kuwait market.
Well, that will be an amazing, especially now, let's say the whole region is heading to clean energy, to also to reuse waste, to produce, as you mentioned, to produce, let's say, another kind of energy. But as a faculty member, Dr. Almutairi, at Abdullah Salim University, what new technologies or approaches you're most excited about as a faculty member?
Actually, right now, let's focus about IT and about the AI system, for example, and for example, the monitoring system.
Yes.
Right now, the system is absolutely different. So whatever that we have it right now is absolutely different before like 2 years back or 5 years back. So for example, let's like explain one of the projects, what we are doing right now, especially with my students. So if you remember, like, or all the people that they expected, for example, how we can monitor the waste. Nobody thought that there is like a huge project can be implemented using the AI system, so the waste can be monitored and the evaluation of the waste can be monitored, and even like illegal
waste
dumping.
Yes.
So the dump of the waste, I think everybody like they are claiming in the media that they have a waste it's dumped in the middle of the desert.
Or in the sea or in the sideways.
And nobody knows this waste is belong to whom.
Exactly.
So right now we created a new system using the AI, and this AI system is collaborating environmental engineering to monitor all the trucks. So right now we don't need like any engineer in the Kuwait municipality. For example, he need to switch on his car and
go to look around for
no
tourists.
need. So within his desk, he can monitor around 150,000 trucks within like a second.
Well, that's amazing.
Amazing, exactly. This is amazing. And for example, if any truck, like if he has like low awareness and he dumped the waste in the middle of the desert, the engineer, while he's sitting in the office,
he can issue a fine,
exactly,
a warning, or even contact environmental police to track him.
Exactly. Well, so right now the idea has changed, the concept has changed. So I'm sure like whatever I'm discussing right now, within 3 or 5 years, we're going to have something like more advanced and more like
because let's say that the AI is advancing by a second. So as you said, by next 5 years, maybe you have something new to track these waste, to let's say sustain the environment in general. But let's talk about more about environmental engineering. Often combines creativity, as you said, with science. AI and science, just to control waste. Can you share a moment when unconventional thinking led you to unexpected solutions?
Okay.
That's personal. We need something personal.
Yes, I agree. Actually, for example, based whatever that I have done, this is a personal, whatever that I have done during like the last 5 or 6 years, I have like 5 patents, and all of them I did not like plan to have a patent.
Okay.
I did not plan at all. So, and never that when I wake up in the early morning, I said, okay, now I will have it. No, nothing will. Actually, there is a challenges, and I keep in mind that this challenge should be solved. So if I'm going to solve the challenges as environmental engineering, we need to solve it with respect of cost effective, environmental friendly, and the time manners as well.
Yes.
So if you achieve these 3, so that means the project that you are going to implement will be feasible. to be implemented in the futures.
Yes.
So this is the kind of three principles or three pillars that I consider on my mind. Then I'm go back to the field. So I remember, like for example, the contamination soil. Okay, or for example, let's leave it for the gloves during the COVID-19.
Yes.
So during the COVID-19, at that time, I was suffering from the COVID. You know, especially الوالدة الله يرحمها, my mother, when she passed away at that time. You know, I was scary about her. I was taking care about her. I don't want anyone to approach her.
Yes.
So I think at that time I created new innovations. It was supported by KFAS. Okay, we have gloves. So this kind of gloves, it can be sanitized wherever that I touch. If you remember, if you go back at that time,
yes,
we are only wearing gloves.
Exactly.
So when I have done my own research, we found that the people who are wearing the gloves, who are suffering from the COVID.
Exactly.
Because he transports like whatever the virus is from the table to his body.
To his body, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but the kind of gloves that has been created at that time or invented at that time, it can like sanitize wherever it can be touched.
Yes.
Okay. So this is one of the idea, you know.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You're full of creative and innovation.
Yeah,
well, Dr. Meshari, thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Kuwait. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors and also on Abdullah Salam University.
Thank you so much.
My dear viewers, that was Dr. Meshari Almutairi, Assistant Professor in College of Engineering and Energy in Abdullah University. So stay tuned for more after this short